Today is International Hertz Day. Let's take a resolve today to help our hertz. Every year, 17.9 million people die due to CVDs, cardiovascular diseases, which is one third of all deaths, 32%. Now, out of this, 85% of deaths is due to heart attacks and strokes. And we all know the underlying reason, it's stress. Now, it's easier said than done when people say that do not take stress and you will be fine. Nobody takes stress willingly. Our daily life structure is today made in such a way that stress is unavoidable. So how to go about it? How to ensure that we are stress-free and we are healthy and fit and we live a good life? So in Japanese, there is this word called Tanden, which they say it's 2 inches below your navel, near abdomen. So they say, according to Tao, if you are breathing from Tanden, then you are directly in sync, in harmony with the existence. Just like a child is connected to their mother via navel, abdomen, because the cord has to be cut after delivery. Just like that in the cosmic sense, if you talk about the cosmic womb, every human being is connected to the existence via this abdomen. So Tao says every human being has 3 centers. One is the intellectual center, second one is the heart center, which is any day better than the intellectual center of awareness. But still, if your awareness is at your heart center, at times you may feel panic, anxiety and void. You are still not complete. It's only when your awareness touches this Tanden that you are now in a perennial state of joy and bliss. If you observe a child, they are perennially in a state of joy and innocence and bliss, because when they are breathing, a child is breathing all the time from abdomen. But when they grow up, they start breathing from the chest and they become agitated like all of us. And one more bad thing that has happened in our current world is that we have put too much of focus on aesthetics, and we want to tuck in our abdomen and abs to make back abs, and we do this artificially. And we want to see a bloated, inflated chest. Both men and women, they have this obsession these days that we want an inflated chest, artificially bloated chest, which is a real problem, because the more you are breathing from chest, the more panic and agitated you will be. Because yogis have been using this same trick since thousands of years. They said that corresponding to every breath, there is a correspondingly there is a specific behavior and action. And the reverse is also true. Corresponding to every mood and behavior, there is a specific kind of breath. So they use this trick to take control of their destiny. If you manage to change the one, you can change the other. If you can alter this, you can alter that. Both ways, it works both ways. So you must have noticed this, that when you are angry and agitated, you are breathing from your chest. But when you are very, very calm and serene, when you are watching a mountain or a river, or when you are in a state of bliss, your breathing is coming from as deep as abdomen. And the deeper we breathe from, the more thoughtless and happy and joyful we become. So the science is very, very simple, that if you really want to control your anger, you have to start observing your anger for some time. And the moment you start observing your anger, your panic and feelings of agitation, it goes away. And why is that? Why does the anger go away when you start observing your anger? It's because the support anchor on which the anger stands now is taken out. So it has no way to sustain itself. So it goes away. Because the moment you start observing with awareness, your breath goes deep and you are no more breathing from your chest, in which case you are very agitated. Now that your breath is coming from deeper, as deep as your abdomen, that support anchor base on which anger was standing and thriving, now it is taken out. So anger has to go away. There is no other way. And in the process, you have not touched anger. So there is no way it can come back. This is the only way to transcend anger. This is the only way to control anger. There is no other way, because if you are trying to suppress anger, then it's going to come back with a vengeance, and which may mean perversion. What is true with anger is also true with all other human emotions when we are agitated. So when we are when we are in a mood of when we are restless, let's put it this way, whenever we are restless with our emotions in our day-to-day life, our breath is coming from our chest, and this is the real problem. These days, the obsession that we are carrying, that we will have inflated, bloated chest, artificially bloated chest, this is also another problem. So if you watch the sculpture and the pictures of Buddha in Japan and China and Asian countries, they present a picture which is where the Buddha is having an inflated abdomen, just like the laughing Buddha picture. So this is symbolic, and the idea is this, that the person is really breathing from the abdomen. Their awareness is at this Tanden center, and so they are directly in sync with the existence. They have merged with the harmony of the existence, so they are enlightened. So this is a plain science, and in our day-to-day life we can really start practicing this for at least 10 to 15 minutes. If we do this, we are really going to see magic in our life. Not only we will be stress-free, but we will also bring excellence in our day-to-day work. So let's start from tomorrow. Let's take this resolve on International Hearts Day today, that we will make our abdomen, our navel, our best friend, and we are going to practice 10 to 15 minutes of deep breathing every day. This usually happens whenever we are in stress. Our friends, well-wishers, they tell us, take a deep breath and calm down. The science is this: whenever we are taking a deep breath, the breath is going as deep as abdomen, and we become better. Why? Because now our awareness is now in sync with the existence. Any patient, whenever they come to the emergency ward in hospitals, the first thing that support staffs and doctors they do is to ensure that the patient gets enough sleep. Now, why is that? This is the same science. Even when you are ill, people tell you to take enough sleep. So when we are sleeping, we are breathing from our abdomen, navel. You can see that, observe that. Any person who is sleeping, their abdomen will go in and come out. But when we are awake, because in our day-to-day life, in these days, we are all the time agitated and panicky, we are breathing mostly from the chest. But if we practice every day, if we practice at least 10 to 15 minutes every day, to make it a point that we are aware that our breath is coming from abdomen and navel, this will actually help us, and we will see the real tangible effect we are going to see in our moods and behaviors and in our day-to-day life. And this is the only way to get through your panic and anxiety. There is no other medicine, there is no food, there is no other lifestyle change you can do. So the entire philosophy of Buddha is based on this. He said, Iha Pashigo, means he said, come and see for yourself. He said, don't trust my words, don't trust any philosophies. You come and see for yourself that there is a state where you don't feel any panic and anxiety and restlessness. There is that state which I can tell you that even you can reach. So, and he gave a very simple formula. He says, observe your breath. So Vipassana is exactly that. You observe breath coming in and going out. And once you do that, you will see, once you start observing and watching your breath, you will see that breath starts to go deep and deeper. And once it touches that Tanden, that hara, what they call in Japanese, then we become stress-free, we become joyful, and whatever we do, we produce magic and wonder in those works. The entire forms of martial arts is actually based on these techniques. They control the breath, and they shift this control of this Tanden thing into, and they bring that awareness into whatever they are doing. So let's do this. Let's try 10 to 15 minutes every day. We are going to practice deep breathing. I can suggest one good app. Wim Hof app is there, because straight away if you are jumping to Indian philosophies of breathing, and if you are not a passionate seeker, if you are just half-hearted casual seeker, you might be harming yourself with Bhastrika and all these pranayams without any trained tutor. So for 1 or 2 months, or say for a few months, let's start with Wim Hof's breathing technique. It's very simple, and once you reach a stage where now you feel confident of diving deep, if you become a passionate seeker, then you can really switch into pranayams. So Wim Hof technique is very simple. He just gives a very directive meditation. He says breathe in, breathe out, hold for some time, and you release your breath. It's very descriptive. I mean, it's very simple and seamless. So let's just try taking deep breaths for 10 minutes and 15 minutes each day, and we will see that stress is actually going away, and we are doing nothing. We are not tampering with the stress. It is going away because now it will lose its anchor support base. We are actually breathing from our Tanden.